Today is December 20th, 2008, and these are my market comments right now and investment advice. Well, the markets are experiencing a boom in a bear market, and we've seen the Dow go up almost to 9,000 again. And I want to warn everybody not to go into the stock market, because this is a false boom. It is a boom in a bear market, and it's driven by money that's still on the sidelines, so-called, going in and out of the market, pushing it upwards, and just erratic movements in the market. We're still heading downwards. This is the major trend. And as you know, I wrote an article on LouRockwell.com in November 2007. You can find the link on the side of the video. And in that article, I said that 2008 was going to be a very bad year, and 2009 is going to be a bad year as well. Just from our understanding of accounting and how accounting works, we can see that a lot of the losses that are out there have not yet shown up, because they will show up in the final books for 2008, and those books will not be presented until early 2009. And 2009 is going to be a bad year as well, because losses are going to show up through the year, and some of those losses are not even going to be visible until early 2010. That's why I said 2011, 2012 is when we might be able to see a recovery, and I still believe that. I still hold on to that initial analysis. So stay out of the stock market. If you're still holding stocks, this is your big chance to sell, and I would sell now, because we don't really know how long and how far this boom in a bear market is going to go. The Dow might go up to 10,000, 11,000 again, and people might even get sort of a relief rally going even further. Now, that's your great opportunity to just get out of the stocks that you might still be in, because we're heading lower before this is turning up again. Now, the big question, of course, is still, and I still haven't totally called this, if this is the big one or not. When I say this is the big one, that means the unraveling of the dollar hegemony and a collapse of the dollar, and whether or not that is imminent, or whether or not the federal government, and by spending, can induce a new boom and a new top before the eventual collapse of the dollar, because the dollar will eventually collapse. Be you sure about that. But the government might still be strong enough and solvent enough and able to borrow enough money and expand the fiscal economy, so that we'll see another boom before we see the final bust. And I'm searching every day for clues to be able to call that, and I still haven't been able to do that. But we have seen a tremendous rally in the dollar, and that has been due to the deleveraging and people sending money back to the U.S. and the U.S. being perceived as safe. So you have several factors working at once. And I have called top of the dollar. Well, it might still run up, maybe it will, but the dollar is highly valued right now, so I'm encouraging everyone very strongly to get out of dollar and dollar assets. To sell dollars and sell dollar assets. You still will hold some dollars just because of a diversified portfolio, and a diversified cash portfolio is what I'm recommending. So some dollars, but if you are a U.S. investor, you're very highly invested in dollars anyway. So your savings and your investments, you can probably sell everything and just divert into other kinds of currencies. And I strongly recommend the euro and to overweight in the euro, because the European Central Bank is going to fight inflation harder than most other, especially the U.S. bank. Federal bank, but most other countries as well, because of the history of the ECB and the history of hyperinflation in Germany and everything that they have to deal with there. So that fight is going to be one of epic proportions that the ECB will eventually lose, but they will put tremendous resources into fighting that fight, and the euro will keep up because of that. So Gold, you want to go into gold and invest into gold if you haven't already. Gold is fairly highly priced now and it might drop. So my recommended strategy has been for a long time to buy gold coins slowly and steadily, once every month or what you can afford. But over time, that will give you a good entry price on your gold. Be careful about silver. I'm not so sure about silver. Oil is really low. It can't really fall that much lower. So at some point, it will be interesting to buy into oil. I'm not saying to do that yet. My recommended portfolio, as you know, is on farman.no, and portfolio is one of the tags on top there, and I haven't changed that since I set it up in October. I still recommend mostly cash. That's what I've been recommending since November 07, and I still hold on to that because the market is still uncertain and in a bear mode. So cash is where you want to be until you eventually start using that cash and investing it. The big question is this the big one or not? And that really is topics for several different videos, and those two views are quite different, because if this is the big one, then you want to have a very defensive strategy and just head for the trenches. But if this is not the big one, then you want to participate in the next boom and position yourself to make money in that final boom. It might be, probably. I don't think there can be another one after that again. You never know. But and ride that wave and then jump off. So those are two very different strategies. I personally hope for our comfort and this generation that we can have sort of a sustained prosperity time where the final bust is not now, but that we can sort of taggle along, because that will be nicest for everyone. I mean, people are enjoying their lives right now, and we're having prosperity and peace, and it's good times. So if we can extend this for another 10, 15, 20 years before the breakdown, that would be good. And it would be good for me, because I'm at the height of my career right now. So my ability, and maybe yours as well, to make money and to create a good life for oneself will be better. If we have a bust phase, we don't really know what's going to happen out of that, and it might get nasty even. So let's hope for another round. But I haven't called that yet. And if this is the big one, and this is a crack up, and it's going bad, then this will go through a number of phases, and I will in a separate video go through these phases, because the phases are quite predictable in themselves. Calling them and saying when they start and when they end and so on, it's much more difficult. But the phases in really broad terms are possible to distinct and to see a causality from one step to another. So I will work on that and in a separate video. That's pretty much it now. Stay in cash and follow my videos. Thanks.